Today we are going to do a very short sequence for lower back pain in pregnancy. Now obviously with our growing bumps, we are bound to feel some pain in the lower back. Now YogaBellies, we focus a lot on the BAPs, that's the back, the abs and the pelvic floor and how they work throughout life. So this is one of our BAP series, and specifically for pregnancy, I'm working on lower back pain. But if you're not pregnant and you're suffering lower back pain and you're looking for a quick fix, this is a sequence for you too. Okay, so we're going to begin with cat cuddles. So make your way onto tabletop position, all fours. So just beginning with those hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and a nice flat back, okay? Now you're going to feel the weight of your bump here, and that's absolutely fine. But this is your number one position for relieving lower back pain, and you're about to find out why. So turn those toes under, just for that extra stretch in the calves, pushing in to the fingers and the palms of the hands, and take a slight bend in the elbows too, okay? So we're going to look up as we inhale, looking up between the eyebrows, and the navel moves down towards the mat, okay? Now we're not making sure the curves aren't too extreme, that we're comfortable with everything that's happening here, because obviously we do have this added weight of our bump too. So looking up between the eyebrows, and on the exhale, curling, and I want you to do this really, really slowly, releasing every vertebrae of the spine, looking towards the navel, if that's available. Now only do this in a way that's comfortable for you, so don't overextend, don't push anything. Again, the opposite direction, taking the navel down towards the mat, looking up towards the third eye, between the eyebrows. Exhale. Looking down towards the navel. Now the slower you do this, the better. This is going to release the entire length of the spine, especially that lumbar spine that we're specifically focusing on. So this is our first posture. We're going to do one more. Inhale as we look up. Exhale as we come down. Now staying in our tabletop position, we're going to move into balancing table. Again, you can use props to help you here, or you can just use the arms, especially if you're suffering from pelvic girdle pain, okay? So just let's begin with the right arm, taking that right arm straight out, fingers facing out. If it's available to us, we're going to take the opposite leg out, so left leg out, nice and straight. If that's too high, just bring it down a bit. But we're aiming for a nice straight line here, and this is balancing table pose. Okay, now this is actually going to be, this is one of the ways that you can strengthen the muscles during pregnancy that's safe and very effective, okay? So we're going to hold this for 5 breaths if it's available. If it's too much, put the toes down, okay? Or if we can get the whole 5, that's fantastic. And remembering to breathe. We're going to place that right hand down, and we're going to change sides. So beginning with the hand, extending that left arm out in a straight line, fingertips stretching away from the body. And the right leg up behind us in a straight line, flexing that foot. Just looking down towards the tip of the nose. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. Again, if it's too much, taking those toes down towards the mat. Still stretching through the fingers. We're really stretching out the neck, the length of the spine, the lower back here. Okay? And bring it down. So then we're going to take those knees slightly wider apart. We're going to pop into child's pose. So we can come here. Now again, very aware of your bump here, guys. We can rest on the fists, just relaxing, or we can use a block or a bolster coming forward. A couple of breaths here and then back up again. So back to that nice rectangle tabletop position, and we'll go back into balancing table. Toes turned under, right hand extended, fingertips pulling away from the body. And the left leg in the opposite direction. So flexing that foot, flexing the heel, fingers and toes pulling in opposite directions. Nice straight line. If it's available, you need to take the foot down, that's fine. 5 breaths here. Bringing that hand back down, back to tabletop, opposite side. Extending the left hand, fingertips stretching away from the body. Heel nice and flexed. Nice straight line. 5 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose. Bring that foot down if it's too much. And back to center. Now from here, we're just going to walk those hands slightly forward, keeping them shoulder width apart, We're going to turn the toes under and come in to downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're just going to take 5 breaths here as well. Just breathing in and out through the nose, flexing those feet. Don't worry about getting the heels down. Pulling the navel back towards the spine as much as is comfortable. Shoulders down away from the ears, bending the elbows, pushing into the hands. Just playing with your doggy. Making sure you're nice and comfortable. Okay. And after your 5 breaths here, you can come back and do some more doggies. Or you can take the right knee between the hands. Now don't worry if it's not a fluid movement like that. I understand that during pregnancy, it might not look as glamorous. And pressing into those fingertips. Just rocking side to side. Just really feeling that releasing the lower back, the coccyx, that lumbar spine. This is a lovely back bend. If you want, you can walk those fingertips a little bit back. Shoulders back and down. Just breathing in and out through the nose. This is pigeon pose. And a lovely back bend. Okay. Taking those hands out again, either side of the right knee. We're going to turn that toe under and we're going to very slowly and gently move back, however we can get there, whatever's comfortable for you. Turn those toes under and back into downward dog. Okay, so again, flexing, bending, just enjoying your doggy. Remember, those feet can be slightly wider apart to accommodate your bump as well, whatever you need to feel comfortable. This is your practice. Okay. So after 5 breaths here, taking the left knee between the hands. Again, you can take as many steps as you need to get there. Coming onto the fingertips and just rocking side to side. Just enjoying that release in the lumbar spine. We're also getting some nice hip opening here as well, but a gorgeous back bend. And if you want more, you can walk those fingertips back to give you slightly more extended back bend, a bit more of a stretch. But again, this is a personal choice and whatever is comfortable for you. Now, bump. If the bump is a problem here, we can take this leg out. We can also bend this knee back and bring it into a mermaid position. So this is an option you have here for your pigeon as well, okay? And you're still rocking. And if you bring those fingers back, you're still getting some stretch in the lower back. All right, so just do what you can here. Again, if you're in pigeon, you can use a block under the buttock as well. If it's coming right off the ground, just make yourself comfortable. Okay, and after our pigeon, we're going to bring that left knee back. We're going to take the knees slightly wider than hip width apart, feet together, and we're going to come in to child's pose. Okay, so the reason we're taking the knees further apart is to accommodate your bump. Okay, we can also use props here. So I'm going to use my bolster and I'm just going to hold on to either side. So as you can see, plenty of room here for my bump between my knees and at the bottom of the bolster. And you can place your forehead on the mat. You can place the head either direction. You can place the hands out in front, so extended balasana. And you can just have a little snooze here. Now, if you want more of a stretch in that lumbar spine, and you can bring those knees in together. Now, if bump is in the way, that's absolutely fine. But if you can bring the knees together, it does actually give you a bit more of a stretch round about the coccyx, okay? So just whatever is comfortable for you. Just breathing in and out through the nose. And in your own time, when you're ready, just popping back up to seated position. So that's 5 postures that you can use for lower back pain in pregnancy or in fact at any time of life. Just a quick sequence that I put together so that you can use at home, in the office, if it's really bothering you. So I hope you find it useful. Namaste.